go ahead and get started, and those that continue to join will accept them. Welcome today. Laura, are you going to record this? Yes, okay. So Laura will record this and we'll put this up on our YouTube channel later. So we'll go ahead and get started. Today, we want to thank, did he pop off?
Looks that way.
BCRTA?
What happened to Matt? He'll come back.
Oh my gosh, did we lose our, oh, hold on, am I muted?
No, you're not muted.
Okay. I'm like, did we lose our presenter? Want me to shoot him a message?
Fill in, Sean.
Go ahead and shoot him a message.
Yeah, I'll shoot him a message here.
Okay. So Matt with BCRTA, he was scheduled to be our speaker today for in-person networking. So we went ahead and kept that format. So hopefully he'll be able to pop back up on here in just a second.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, I just sent him a message now. If you ignore my message, Matt.
I don't know what happened. I just got like the internet just totally collapsed. Everything shut down right at noon.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, welcome everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. Like I was saying, BCRTA was scheduled to be our presenter today for in-person networking. So we figured we would just continue and roll with that. So with that, Matt, if you want to do your 10-minute presentation, you can go ahead and begin.
Sure. Thanks for having us today. Appreciate it. I'm glad everybody's joining us, even though we're working remotely. Sean and I have a little traveling roadshow here that I brought along today. It's a little interactive, so you know, in typical call fashion, if you'd like to multitask, I'm going to encourage you to get out your cell phone and play along with us. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what Butler County RTA does today. There is a quiz at the end, but we'll kind of work our way through and tell you a little bit about what we do, and I'll try to leave some time for questions because I think that's the most interesting part. I always like to start with an introduction up front. I'm Matt Dutkevicz. I'm the Executive Director at Butler County RTA. You probably know Sean better because I know she's plugged into the chamber a lot better than I am sometimes. So she's here too to answer questions, and thanks for setting this up, Sean. Sean's our mobility manager, you probably already know, but she does a lot of kind of connection making, teaching people to ride the bus, working with groups to connect them on how to ride, and basically managing mobility, I guess. So the interactive part of the slides I have here today, you get to text and answer. So there's a couple questions in here. If you want to text, this is how it works. Pretty easy. There's directions on every slide too, and I'll give you some time. But we'll keep moving. So the first question was, has anybody ever heard of BCRTA? I hope, I think we have pretty good presence in Hamilton and with a lot of the Hamilton Chamber members, but you never know. So if you want to try your hand with the text and answer, you get to see the results in live time here on the slide. All you got to do is pick one of those numbers there next to the answer and text it to the number 22333. That's the easiest way. You can use the website too, like that. But questions, have you ever heard of BCRTA? Yes, I remember the blast, what happened to the shuttle, and I know all about the Butler County Retired Teachers Association. So, all right, I got some answers. That's good. So the process stays the same. I'll move on, but there's another opportunity. You know, we're gonna just briefly talk here real quick about who we are, what do we do, how do we operate, when do we do it, and why we're here. We are a political subdivision of the state of Ohio. We operate like a city or a township. People sometimes think of us as nonprofit, but we're really a government entity. We are the designated recipient for federal transit funds in Butler County, Ohio. We actually bring about roughly $2 million in federal support to the area every year. And we have our own independent 9-member board of trustees who kind of oversees what we do. You know, our mission has always been to support Butler County's quality of life and economic development through public transportation solutions, which is pretty broad. We recently updated that last year. Our board met and they kind of laid out a new vision, and they wanted to set out that as Ohio's public transit innovator, BCRTA provides smart mobility options and infrastructure that seamlessly connects people to employers or employer educational, healthcare, and recreational destinations. So kind of trying to stay on the cutting edge a little bit, and I'm going to show you a couple of things we've done to try and keep up with that. Some of the services we provide right now, we do a demand response or call a ride, we call it door-to-door service, kind of like a shared taxi. And actually we have an app for it now, so you can think of it kind of like an Uber or Lyft service, and that's $5 per trip, countywide. In fact, we'll actually cross a little bit over the border. That just started January 2nd. But there's an app to schedule, or you can call and you can still talk to a person and schedule that as well. You do your traditional type transit to the regional routes. That's $2 a ride. Unless you're elderly or disabled, you're eligible for a half fare discount if you're elderly or disabled. The same thing, we run all the service at Miami University. $2 a trip up there, although that'll probably be moving to free routes later next year. Actually, everything's free right now because of the pandemic. We lifted fares so that our staff wouldn't have to touch money and nobody would be in a bind for cash just to ride the bus. And the other service we offer is Americans with Disabilities Paratransit. That's for folks who can't ride the regular bus because of a disability. We'll come pick you up at your door. It runs like the BGO service, but the price is a little bit lower. So where do we do it? We're all over the place. BGO's countywide. BCare sticks within the fixed route area. We work really closely with the city of Middletown to operate the blue, gold, green, and red routes in the city up there. The regional routes touch Middletown, Hamilton, Fairfield, Westchester, Fort Union, Springdale, Oxford. In fact, everything pulses out of downtown Hamilton. So if you've ever been down Market Street, right behind the Allman Sisters there, that's where all the buses come in and go out. And of course, we do a lot of service in Oxford. That's kind of a map of the whole county there. You see Middletown up here, Oxford on the top left, Hamilton's kind of right in the middle. These are all the fixed routes, so these are all the bus routes you can find to schedule and ride, except this long purple one out here. We just got rid of that this year, in March actually. And it's not that you can't ride that way, but we don't run it on a schedule anymore. You can call and schedule that as part of the BGO service. Public transit is super confusing. We know that. We have lots of different resources, and with the technology mandate from the board, we've been putting things in place to help people plan trips and figure out how to get around. Most of the fixed routes that you can read a schedule for, you can actually use Google to plan a trip. We have an app called Buzz Tracker or buzztracker.com that shows you where the buses are in live time. You can download apps for both of those on iOS or Android. You can always call us and ask us questions too. We do staff call center 7 to 6 Monday through Friday, and that's all they do. There's also the app for the BGO or BCare where you can actually schedule your trip in there too. So I think most people don't always understand this, but I tell you, you can use Google to plan a trip with transit. It's just the way you pick up directions to drive your car. Normally when you go to Google and you do directions, people always have the car as the default because this is America and that's how people get around. But you can choose the little kind of train bus picture here, actually, after you put your information in. And if you do that, you get something that looks like this, where it'll actually tell you where to wait for the bus, or actually where you are, where to walk. So this is telling you to cross the street from area A to area B at Market Street. And you get on the bus, and it'll show you how many stops there are, and it tells you where to get off the bus and where to walk to your destination. It'll tell you how long it takes and what time to do everything. It's a really handy tool if you just want to figure out if transit's an option to get where you need to go. We always encourage people to use that. This is the app for the door-to-door service, which is kind of cool. Doesn't really do it justice unless you're out there. There's also an app called Transit. The cool thing about this is this works pretty much nationwide now. You can go anywhere and ride transit. You can also pay for tickets to ride the bus with the Transit app. We just got on that at the end of last year. We got a brand new website in February. We're excited about that. The bus runs all the time. We're going to skip through some of that, but we have about a 22-hour-a-day operation most of the year. I think the most important part about how we do it, we don't have any dedicated local funding. So you see the ballot initiative and things going on with SORT in Cincinnati. We don't have any of that. We don't get any money from Butler County. We don't have any tax tax-based like most transit systems. We get most of our money from the federal government and through doing revenue contracts for parks. This is just a quick comparison of how different agencies in different parts of Ohio fund their transit systems. And I'm going to skip through. Stark County, which is Canton, Ohio. If you've ever been to the Football Hall of Fame, and Butler County actually have pretty similar statistics as far as size and population density. Stark County actually does have a sales tax that supports transit. The interesting thing is how much do people spend on transit per capita or per person. On this list, Dayton was at the top based on this data. They spend about $170 a resident on public transit. You work your way down to about $98.46 for Canton. When you come down, and because we don't have that local support, we only spend about $17.43 a person on public transit in Butler County. Pretty big difference. The only people spending less is actually Elyria, Lorain County. I think it's important to remind people, you know, public transit operates because everybody can't drive a car. I think people forget that sometimes. Public transit is generally efficient. We get people to work and school. I think, you know, people ask me, why is the bus running during a pandemic? Well, a lot of people who need the bus are the folks who are working in those essential services in those distribution centers, at grocery stores. They're those frontline essential workers who are doing things. So that's why we're still out there today. We know public transit drives economic development. I think the American Public Transit Association did a study that says you get back about $4 for every dollar you invest in public transit. And if BCRTA wasn't here, we wouldn't bring any federal money to our area. So some pretty big items there. And that was my quick 10-minute presentation. And I think I stuck to my time pretty well. I have just a couple questions at the end here, but I'm happy to take questions too. If you want to play my game and text an answer. True or false, a passenger might be able to ride the regional university route for as low as $1. I think Sean's playing along with me. Maybe not. Maybe somebody else is. Maybe she's, that is true.
Somebody else is. I'm being terrible.
Oh, all right. Well, somebody's playing along. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can. If you're elderly or disabled, you can actually fill out an application. You give us your Medicaid card or something, and we'll send you a card that entitles you to pay half fare on all those routes, which is kind of a nice perk. Oh, I don't think I talked about this one because I was giving you the speed version. How many people does BCRTA employ in Butler County? Less than 50, 50 to 90, 90 to 150, 150 to 250, or more than 250. That's a pretty good guess there. We actually probably should be 90 to 150. I think our ideal staffing right now would actually be about 120 people. We're probably running somewhere in the 50 to 90 area right now, just because we've got a lot of people leave and people take time off. I wish we had over 150 people. We probably have the demand for it. We do turn a lot of people away for trips sometimes, especially since we started doing the $5 thing. Oh, annual amount of investment in public transit in Butler County. I don't think I gave you this number either. I gave you one number. I gave you the number for federal grant money we bring to the area. Somebody around here is very knowledgeable. It's about we have about a $6 million a year budget, so we're providing. Oh, it was on my chart, wasn't it? Somebody was paying attention. Ooh, true or false, BCRTA provides weekday express service to downtown Cincinnati. That is true. We pay Cincinnati Metro to provide the 42X that runs from the Westchester, or the Meyer and Westchester down to downtown Cincinnati every day. That comes out of Butler County RTA's money to the tune of about $500,000 a year, actually a little bit more than that. Those are all the resources that are available, different websites, places where you can find transit information. I'm happy to share slides with anybody who's interested, or sometimes you just want somebody to talk to. So you can always reach out to Sean, or I'm available as well. All our information's on our website. It's right there as well. I appreciate the time today. Hopefully we give you a little information you didn't know about public transit in Butler County. That's always our mission. A lot of people tell me they never had no idea it existed, so we're doing our best to educate people. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it, and thank you to the Chamber for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. There we go. All right, well, we're gonna start with our 60-second commercials. We have some new faces on here today, so that format will be I'll call on you, state your name, your business, anything specific that we need to know, or if you're looking for a specific referral, let us know who that is as well. There's a chat button or chat screen. If you would like to put any contact information in there, feel free to use that as a resource. And we will start, I'm just going to start at the top of my screen and move down. So Linda, we are going to start with you. Oh, one more, hold on, before you go, if everyone, it looks like everyone's muted, have yourself muted and then unmute yourself when you do your 60 seconds. Okay, go ahead, Linda.
I'm Linda from M&G Body Shop. We are deemed essential, so we have been open through the entire pandemic so far. We are working on any and all collision accidents that may happen. We're also working on fleet. So my ask is if you know anyone with a fleet or with a vehicle that maybe high school, college kid, they're now at home, should be less driving. Now would be a good time to get their cars in. We do still have some spaces available. If you're a fleet, we also, the vehicles that are maybe not on the road right now, we could be cycling through during a slower period. Linda from the M&G Body Shop.
Awesome, thank you, Linda. Mike Moore.
There we go. Hi, I'm Mike Moore, Habitat for Humanity Restores. We were shut down. Matter of fact, our restores still are, but we will be reopening on Tuesday the 12th. That also means that our donations trucks will be running again on the Ohio side, starting on the 12th, starting with commercial donors only. We'll start residential the week after that. So if you've got stuff laying around, you did some spring cleaning while you were, stuck in the quarantine, think about, giving us a call starting on the 12th. There's no one in the donations office yet. They will be on Tuesday, and we can start getting you scheduled, do the pickups. Obviously, with the virus thing, there are some changes in the way our protocols work, the way our pickups, they can tell you all of that, when you talk about scheduling your donation. And then the other thing is just please be patient with us for a while. We're not running with any volunteers right now, so it's just a skeleton crew of our paid staff. So it may take a little longer than it has in the past to get to you, but we are out there. Hope to see you at the Restore soon. And if you have any donations, give us a call. I'll put my number on the chat. Again, it's Mike Moore, Habitat for Humanity Restores.
Great, thank you. Laura, did you have a 60-second?
I don't think they want to hear that much from me. I'm Laura Merrill with the Greater Hamilton Chamber, for those of you I haven't met. I'm glad to see you all here today. I am our IT coordinator and organizational support. I do a lot with Tiffany and helping her out with membership. So right now I'm looking for information on businesses, when you're opening, what services you're providing. So like when Mike was talking, I'll probably go ahead and gather that info. Linda, yours too. Anybody, any restaurants, services that people would need this time. So if you have any of that info, please let me know.
Great. Judith, do you want to introduce yourself? She's one of our interns. Let me unmute you, Judith. You might have to unmute yourself there. There you go.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Judith. I'm the intern with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm here to have more knowledge about the networking, and maybe some of you will be my next place to work. And also I'm here to improve more my speaking the English because I speak two languages. So I kind of want to improve more my English. But thank you so much for letting me be here. Thank you.
Good job, Judith. Carol.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carol Lucio with Butler County Safe Communities, where our mission is to reduce traffic accidents, injuries, and fatalities. Obviously, there's still a mission for us because people are out there behaving inappropriately on the roads. We're seeing lots of excessive speed. If you've seen some of the news stories lately, people going over 100 miles per hour on the highways. The greater Cincinnati area, they reported this morning, is up 35% for speed over this same time last year. Linda's making faces because she knows what speed does to cars. So I just want to ask you all, please be safe. The number one thing you can do is buckle up. So my message today is buckle up every seat, every trip, every person, every time. Be safe, live another day. Carol Lucio with Butler County Safe Communities.
Jill Cates. Oh, you're muted.
Am I on? Hello, everyone. I'm Jill Cates. I'm with Easter Seals Career Connection. Easter Seals Career Connection is a WIOA-funded program that assists young adults who face some challenges or barriers to education and employment. And I'm very thankful to the Hamilton Chamber for providing an internship for 2 interns of mine. And they are successfully staying engaged even during COVID right now. We really promote the work experience because it is a great opportunity for businesses to raise their profile in the community. It helps connect them to potential employees. And most importantly, it's making such a huge difference in a young adult's life. Our whole purpose is to engage, empower, educate, and employ. And we do that in every facet that we can, and looking for all types of partnerships and connections in the community that will help assist us with these young adults. Again, Jill Cates with Easter Seals Career Connection. Thank you.
Thank you. Gonzalo.
Hello. Good afternoon to all. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces. Matt, thank you very much for the presentation. Very good. So I am Gonzalo Herrera, and I am with Action Coach Business Coaching, and I work with small to medium business owners. And, you know, there has not been a better time than this one to have a plan. Whether you are reopening, whether you were working with lower numbers, or whether you were one of those lucky ones that thrived during this time, there's never been a better time to have a business plan for the next 90 days, or at the very least, the next 60. If you need any help with that, I am here. I actually still have some pro bono hours on my schedule. If somebody needs help, I am here to help with no commitments. Just give me a call. Gonzalo Herrera, Action Coach, Business Coaching. Thank you.
Great. Mark Fair.
Good afternoon. Mark Fair with St. Aloysius. We're located on Route 4 on the south side of Hamilton with our Cambridge campus. We serve children from all around Butler County who suffer from severe mental and emotional challenges, usually stemming from trauma. There's pretty much every school district in the county, we have kids that we serve, and we are currently trying to find sources for food for meals we're going to be providing. We're reopening next week our in-person therapy center at our Cambridge campus, and we're wanting to provide lunch for our students every day. And our normal state-funded sourcing for that is not available right now, so we're trying to find alternative means to not only feed the children, but provide bottled water and milk. We're also looking for groups who'd be interested in supporting our Caring Kits program. Since our therapists can have one-on-one interaction with our students, we're trying to give them items to keep them engaged and educated. Simple things like coloring books and crayons, Play-Doh, fidget toys, just things that can help them. They're a big part of their healing journey that we call that they go through. So I'll put my information in the notes or in the chat if anybody's interested in supporting us. But any leads you have on restaurants or other food service providers or people who may want to, these are small items you pick up at the dollar store, but we just need them in such high volume that we need other sources. So thank you. Great to see everybody, even though it's not in person, and hope everybody is healthy and safe.
Thank you so much. Nancy.
I'm Nancy O'Neill with the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce. I've got a couple things. I just want to remind everybody that the Chamber has a gift certificate program to support local small business during this time. You can purchase gift cards online at hamiltongiftcards.com, and they will be able to be used beginning June the 1st. And it's a good idea maybe for a Mother's Day gift, that sort of thing. So, or anything you want to do. The other thing is, thinking to the fall, we're going to be recruiting for our Leadership Hamilton class that's coming up starting in September. And it's a 9-month leadership program where we learn about different aspects of the community. And the goal is to get people knowledgeable about the resources in our community, where their interests might lie, where there's strengths, where there's weaknesses, and then to get people involved in the community. So I'm going to put my information. If you or someone in your organization might be interested in the program, let me know. Thanks.
Great. Matt, I know you just did a 10-minute, but do you have a 60-second you want to share with us?
I don't know that I have 60 seconds to share. I appreciate everybody's time today. You know, we're out right now. We're actually delivering more food than people at this moment. You know, my only real ask is that if you know people are looking for some type of help with transportation or resources, that you're pointing them in our direction. Our biggest challenge probably, if you don't want to count funding, is really education. People don't know that we exist and that there are resources here for transportation. So if you want to share that with somebody, I think that's really helpful. Thank you.
Great. Erin is another one of our interns. Do you want to introduce yourself, Erin?
Hello, my name is Aaron Gardner, and I'm also an intern for the Chamber of Commerce, and I also work with Jill from Easter Seals. And you know, I just wanted to know a lot more on work experience because I kind of need a push in direction. So I thank the Chamber and Jill for helping me out with that pushing in the right direction, and also to open my mind to other business options.
That's great. Good job, Erin. Joe Sander.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Joe Sander with Avistar CPA and Consulting. We offer the traditional CPA services of bookkeeping and tax. Right now, tax is a little bit slow because the deadline's been extended to July 15th. So I'm trying to focus more on the CFO advisory services that we offer. We're looking for businesses that are not large enough to have a full-time CFO on staff, but could use the services of a financial professional. Right now, with the current economic situation, realizing that a lot of companies don't have a lot of extra cash to spend, we're offering a special promotion. We're looking for that business that has some financial issues of really any type. And we'd like to come out, talk to you, find out what your issue is, see if we think we can save you some money. And our fee will be based on the amount of money we believe that we can save you. So if there's nothing that we can save you, there'll be no fee. But there's no risk involved. So if you know of a company that's struggling, could use help with either focusing on cost reduction or other ways to pursue revenue, what's the right source of revenue to pursue that would be most profitable, we'd like to sit down with that company and see if we can help them out at no cost and no obligation up front. I'm Joe Sander with Avistar CPA and Consulting.
Great. Sean.
Hello. I think Matt probably hit on most of it. I guess the only thing I would add, the first thing is that, you know, we are compliant with all of the cleaning and disinfecting guidelines. I know Matt didn't say that, and just want to say that riding the bus is still, you know, a safe way to go. Our drivers are wearing masks and they have hand sanitizers, and our maintenance crew works very hard every day to disinfect all of our buses and make sure the surfaces are continuously being wiped down. So I just want to express that. And then also Matt very briefly had mentioned that we're delivering more food than people. And so because of the fact that people are only, you know, limited traveling, we've had quite a bit of bandwidth, and we have partnered with Shared Harvest, and we are delivering over 100 food boxes a day for them, for people throughout Butler County. So we've been able to use our resources to support our community, which I think is really important to know, that we're out there and working hard for Butler County.
Great. Thank you. Audra. Oh, there you go.
I turned it on, yeah. I'm Audra with Dreamweaver Studio. I'm really happy to see everybody. We haven't had a meeting in a long time, so it's nice to see familiar faces again. I build websites and I work on Google My Business, and I see Rusty's here also. But I did, and I'm sure he's going to say the same thing or something similar, is Google My Business is really important, that you're posting what your hours are and updating your clients on what your protocol is to enter your business. And that goes for all the nonprofits and stuff, because I do have clients that don't keep their Google My Business clear, and they keep getting phone calls. And if people use their handheld devices and search your business for your telephone, Google My Business will have that COVID-19 update right there for you. So, and along with that, I'm still working on websites every day. I'm here, Audra with Dreamweaver Studio.
Rusty.
Hey guys, good to see everybody again. To write off a little bit of what Audra was saying, some of you guys may have noticed that there are functions of Google My Business that aren't working right now, like reviews may not be populating, photos may not be populating, and that is the result of the team shutdowns at Google My Business in the different offices. So that shouldn't discourage you from encouraging clients to leave reviews, because they can still leave them. It's just they may not be populating until after everything goes back to normal. The other thing is we are this is a time that we've leaned heavily into the virtual tours, so much as it's giving us an opportunity to explore different options. So now we have menus and hotspots and videos and other interactions that we can put on your tours. So reach out to me and I'm happy to unpack all that for you. I'm Rusty Allison. Thanks.
Great. Ed.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Reisner. I know it comes up as Ed on my email. So
Gotcha.
I work for Butler County Board of DD as the Employment Service Coordinator. This is my first ever chamber meeting, so I appreciate you guys for having me. And I'm really here to just network with people and market our wonderful applicants. A lot of them have been laid off as a result of COVID-19, and they're eager to get back to work. So I just appreciate all of your time, and I most certainly appreciate RTA because we do utilize their service and Sean's quite a bit. So thank you.
Thanks for being with us today. Dan.
Hi, everyone. Dan Bates, President and CEO of Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, and we are thrilled to see so many familiar faces and some new ones join us today. So I'm happy to have you on board. I'm just going to mention something to you. You know, businesses are starting to slowly reopen. This is Restaurant Week, which I'm sure Tiffany's going to talk about, Restaurant Week in Hamilton. And a lot of things going on in Hamilton. I have to tell you, it's really, even in this time, Hamilton is hot. I was almost late at getting on this because Channel 12 was in our office. Channel 5 is here now. Channel 5 was here yesterday, Channel 9. They're doing all kinds of stories about Hamilton and what's happening in Hamilton in Restaurant Week and the stimulus package and all the exciting things that have been happening at the businesses in Hamilton in spite of COVID-19. And for that, I'd also just like to do a shout out to BCRTA. I really appreciate what you guys do. I'm a huge advocate of public transportation, and I wish that we could just find the funding and partners to really make public transportation, you know, in Hamilton and Butler County what it should be instead of a hint of what it is. So it could be tremendous, and it could really be driving our economy forward and really getting people to work on a daily basis in mass numbers. And I know that you just don't have the resources to do that, but fingers crossed that someday that will change.
We appreciate the support. Thank you.
Great. So I'll go. I just have a couple announcements. So as Dan mentioned, it's Restaurant Week in Hamilton. We have a Facebook event. You can look it up on the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce Facebook Facebook page, you'll see Hamilton Restaurant Week. There are about 12 businesses that are doing 3-course meal options starting today through Friday. So take a look at that. And then today is also Takeout Tuesday. So take out from a local restaurant, support local, eat local, and let's continue to do that. Also, we mentioned it before we started the call, I know before some of you popped on, but we are doing, so we have networking today, and then our next networking leads will be May 14th. At noon and May 28th at noon. Both of those are listed on the chamber calendar, so you can register for those. And mix it up. So on the off week, we're doing our business, what formerly was Business After Hours, now called Mix It Up. We're doing a virtual happy hour. That is currently scheduled for May 7th, which is this Thursday, May 21st, and June 4th. Are our next virtual happy hour events. And those have been really fun. So we would look forward to seeing you all there. And then we've been having Coffee and Conversation. That's a new virtual event that we've been doing via Zoom and Facebook Live. And today we had Ron Konovich, president of Fort Hamilton Hospital, talking about, from a community health perspective as people are going back to work and things are opening up. May 12th is our next one. Tommy Long with Lemon Grenade Creative will be on. And I would imagine he's going to be talking about, telling your story as, COVID-19 restrictions lift, how to market your business, and things you should be looking at. And then Jane Garfield will be on May 19th. So again, those are every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Those are all listed on the chamber calendar as well. So feel free to register for those. We've had great conversations during those times. So now we're at about 12:37. Just wanted to open it up for, Laura?
I've got a couple I want to add to the calendar there. So we have got Wednesday, May 13th, 1:30 with Lisa Sandlin, Crisis Recovery, Wealth and Health. This is our financial part of that series. So if you have not read her book, it's super short. She's offering them to anyone. There we go. How Money Works. Tiffany's got the promo of it. Yeah, it's a super easy read and just something we're going to read before we get to that workshop. So if you have an interest in that, let me know and I can get you in touch with Lisa. And then we also have on May 14th at 9 a.m. Gonzalo has been our expert helping out reaching to the Hispanic community. So we have 6 steps to building your business. So this is going to be our Spanish version. So if you have any clients, businesses you know of, any Hispanic community, have them watch us on that day and find out about building their business. When we're not doing it in Spanish, we also have an English version. So we'll have that probably coming up in June. So stay tuned for those, and they should be all on the chamber calendar also.
Okay, so I wanted to open it up. Dan?
Sorry, things I don't want to miss. Number one, continue to look at our COVID-19 page, which is the giant orange rectangle on our website that you can't miss. We are constantly updating that. And I know Laura in particular is updating that on a almost hourly basis some days. We are switching that away from the initial crisis. It went through the funding piece, and now it's in the recovery. So there are a lot of resources in there connected to recovery, deferring loans, deferring your mortgage, all kinds of things that might be on people's minds right now. And as we're getting connections or how-to information, we're posting it on that page. So continuously refer to the COVID-19 page, also for HR updates for those of you that have employees you're responsible for. The other thing I want to mention is Nancy mentioned the gift card program. With the gift card program, there was an initial fund that we gave out in grants to the business communities for the stimulus package to get them through the initial economic crisis. As that fund is being replenished, which is what happens when you buy a gift certificate, that is creating a new pool of money for small businesses in Hamilton to be able to borrow from with 0 interest and that will really be a fund we're setting up in perpetuity. So it's a great opportunity for us to turn this around. So just know that when you buy a gift certificate and you get to enjoy fabulous food or great shopping, or give that gift to someone else, you're also giving back to the future small business needs in downtown Hamilton. So we're pretty proud of that program. The other last thing I want to mention is, Laura mentioned it, the COVID-19 page is also in Spanish. And I'm just putting it back out there. If you have any clients that have any challenges where English is a second language, we do have translation services. And if you email us that document, we can send it back to you in your choice of 186 different languages. So.
Now I'm going to open it up for if anybody has testimonials or shout outs or celebrations, for a business that you've worked with recently, or, someone that you saw being kind, just to kind of, I know we've done that before at networking. So shout outs and celebration time. I'm just going to open it up. So I guess just kind of raise your hand if you have one. Carol?
Well, since they were our spotlight speaker today, I just want to point out BCRTA is so great for our community. In my former job with JA, they were hosts for students to learn about business, but they've also done a lot with us with the Chamber Expo in years past and providing transportation for people to get from the parking lots to the venue and such. So they really are a valuable gem in our community, and I just wanted to say they're awesome, and thanks for the great presentation, Matt.
Sure.
Great. Jill?
I would definitely like to concur with that. I don't know what we would do without the BCRTA for the individuals we serve here in Butler County, because we know that transportation is the #1 barrier, and the fact that you are doing the door-to-door for $5 each time is an amazing service. And I don't think we would be able to get our folks to their work or work internships if we did not have you. So kudos and thank you very much.
Thanks. I think Sean's looking for people to do video testimonials too, if there are riders or folks using the service. So if anybody feels motivated, because those are always great to share with elected officials and decision makers. We'd love to talk to people who are enjoying the service and using it.
Ladies, I'll be reaching out. Thank you.
Sean, you can reach out to me anytime for a testimony. I will give it.
Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that.
Anybody else? All right. Okay. So I don't have anything else. Dan, do you have anything additional to as we wrap up?
You never want to give the microphone because I always have something additional, but I will try to refrain. Things are starting to slowly open back up. If you never close and you're, just bringing back more employees or opening your business up to clients and that type of thing, make sure you would adhere to all the safety guidelines. We do want businesses to be open. If you've seen any of my quotes, to me, there's no such thing as essential versus non-essential. All businesses are essential, and we need to get them all back open, but we do need to do that safely. And there's a lot of people who are still, freaked out on what's going on around them. So try to make your customers and clients feel as safe as possible when they come into your facility. And Mike, I'll just have to say this. Thank God the store is going to be opening back up because I've been in withdrawal. I'm probably Mike's best customer. He just doesn't know it. Because we're in there every Saturday buying something and refurbishing it and repurposing it and doing something with it. So I can't wait for your store to open back up. And we know those monies go to a good cause too. So that's pretty cool as well. And my staff knows, because every Monday I come in, I'm usually injured from a weekend project. So it's all a cycle. It's all connected here. But anyway, thank you all for joining us. That's really all I have. We are going to get past this. We're going to move forward. We still have some severe economic challenges ahead of us. But, perseverance and passion, it'll get us through all of it.
Great. Great. With Mother's Day coming up this coming weekend, there is an Explore Hamilton Marketplace Mother's Day event on our Facebook page that happened this past Friday and Saturday. That'll stay up until this coming Friday. Businesses have done live videos showing what they have for sale. So that's a great option if you are fortunate to still have your mother. My mother has passed, so I'm going to buy something for myself and celebrate that day. So with that, have a great week. Thank you guys so much for being on, and we will see you on May 14th. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.